The Cook County Jail takes inmates with a history of violence to their court hearings under increased security. Or at least that's what the jail told CBS 2 back in October. But records we've uncovered tell a much different story.
Inmates with a track record of jail attacks are repeatedly transported with other inmates. This leads to fights costing taxpayers a lot of money in medical bills and lawsuits. Suzanne Lemonnier is always investigating.
It's September 5th, 2018. Cook County jail inmates are on a transport bus waiting to go to court. They're supposed to be restrained, but this inmate easily slips out of his chains, walks to the back of the bus, and uses them as a weapon. And he should never have been on this bus in the first place. The inmate's name is Javante Surratt. We first heard of him in October, when a CBS 2 investigation revealed he was one of several inmates repeatedly escaping their restraints on jail buses. At the time, the sheriff's office told us guards use alternative security movement protocols for inmates like Surratt, including transporting them alone without other inmates. But we've since discovered some inmates with histories of violence are never classified as high-risk movements, a designation that would require those alternative protocols. We obtained surveillance video of Surratt's numerous fights. Surratt has been in 15 fights while locked up, 4 on jail buses. And he's not the only one. CBS 2 analyzed 5 years of jail data. We identified at least 18 inmates who were involved in multiple fights in the jail, but were still being taken back and forth to court appearances, surrounded by other inmates. Every one of those trips ended in violence. Ultimately, it's taxpayers who foot the bill for the medical bills and lawsuits that are the result. We asked the Cook County Jail how much these fights, which could have been avoided by following the jail's own protocols, have cost. The sheriff's office says they don't track that.
That was Suzanne Lemonnier reporting. Ultimately, it's up to the chief judge in Cook County to decide if video conferencing will take place. Like Campanelli, his office told us the solution to inmates escaping their restraints is improved security, though his office did say they expect video hearings to be discussed in the near future. Meanwhile, the Cook County Jail retrained officers on the proper use of restraints after our first report. As for Javante Surratt, the sheriff's office tells us he's now transported under what's called high-risk movement protocols since we started asking questions.